I wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about with Eastern and Western conceptions of desire. So, in the East, in a lot of religions, Hinduism, Sufism, um, Zen, Buddhism as a whole, the conception is, you're imprisoned by your desires and you think that your desires are going to satisfy you ultimately. And of course they won't, because every time you satisfy a desire, then of course you want to do it again. And so it never ends. And you can never escape that, and so you're always bound. And I think the typical Western conception of that is, well, desires, of course you have to keep satisfying them. That's why they are limited experiences that you enjoy doing, which is why you want to keep doing them. If you enjoy it. And if you are continually doing something that you don't enjoy, then that would be considered in the West to be an addiction, which requires treatment. But only if that activity is actually harmful to you. So, like, most people take, like, coffee, for example. A lot of people in the West drink coffee every single day, maybe multiple times, and it's just part of their life. It's not an addiction, even though maybe they don't enjoy it as much as they used to. They just do it out of habit. But you never expect, like, okay, this cup of coffee I'm drinking is going to be the cup of coffee that satisfies me permanently, and I'll never have to drink coffee again because I'm in chains and it's so horrible to have to be a slave to drinking coffee every day. Like, no, you like drinking coffee, and so you just keep doing it. You don't expect to never have to drink it again, or it's not some chore. It's just something you like doing, and you expect it to be temporally limited, right? You expect it to last 10, 15 minutes while the cup of coffee is still hot and you're drinking it, and then you expect to do it again. You never expect to lose that desire. Why would you want to? You like it. Similarly with, like, sex, the way the West looks at sex is, well, I enjoy it. It lasts, I don't know, on average 20 minutes or so, and I don't expect to be done. I don't expect this to be the last time that I have to have sex, because I enjoy doing it. I want to do it again, and I also don't want it to last forever. I want it to be a short thing that stops and then that I can do again. We actually like experiences in the West, and experiences are driven by desire to have an experience. Without a desire to have an experience, you wouldn't do anything. And maybe in the East they think, like, if you stop seeking out experiences, you start having more, you start having inner experiences that you actually enjoy more. And that actually might be true, but I don't know. Or it might just be a different kind of experience that's just as enjoyable as sex, for example. Since typically in religion, it's so difficult for people to not have sex. Well, the reason for that is because it's really enjoyable and people like doing it. So the inner experience can't be that much better if you're just always waffling back and forth, like, oh, I want to do this external experience. Oh no, I'll do the internal one. It can't be like it can't be drastically better, or else everyone would be doing that. Also, the fact that inner and outer experiences are both experiences, meaning no matter how entertaining or fulfilling they are, it's still just something that you experience. So you're still there as the observer doing it, as the doer. So I don't see how it's ultimately better. I just don't, because there's a typical driver of spirituality in the East which says you have to get rid of desire. It's the only way to find what you really want, the true happiness and the true love of God, and the only way to do it You just have to stop wanting things. But in the West, that's like people's reason for living. I love wanting things. I enjoy satisfying my desires over and over and over. So I think also in the East there's a doctrine that's, well, you've had so many lives, some people have had less lives than others, and are still enjoying their limited, desirous experiences, but when you keep doing that for thousands or millions of lives, eventually you kind of get this deep, unsettling feeling that you've just done this too much and you don't want to do any of this stuff anymore, because it never gives you what you really want, which is satisfaction, long-term satisfaction. So that's kind of hard to refute, considering maybe I just haven't had enough lives, and the people who don't understand it haven't had enough lives. But there's no way to know how many lives you've had and how many lives somebody else has had. So I guess it's all just speculative. But I guess I wanted to say, if you enjoy an experience, I think you should do it. Right? I don't think enjoyment is ever a bad thing. I don't think you should ever feel guilty for doing something that you like. Because if it hurts you, then you'll stop, right? But if it hurts you, you don't enjoy it. Somebody might say they enjoy heroin, but the consequences are so painful, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that.